What's up, happy people? Welcome back to another episode of the DJ and Sarah Show. So, I got a couple questions about buying a Tesla, and I thought it might be a good idea to do a video. Now, OG people who have owned Teslas and bought multiple Teslas, this is probably not the video for you. But for that guy who's thinking about buying their first Tesla, I can kind of walk you through the experience. This is my first Tesla, so your experience is probably going to be similar to mine. So yeah, first I decided I wanted to buy a Tesla. I done research on the vehicles. They're the safest vehicles on the road. There's data to prove that. They're fast as shit, especially if you start getting into the luxury versions of these cars, like the Model S, the Model X, especially if you're getting the Plaid, if you want performance and speed. So the first decision or the first step is to decide you want to buy a Tesla. When you've done that, you want to get online, Tesla.com, and figure out what models they have. They have 4 current models in production: the Model S, the Model 3, the Model Y, and the Model X. When you spell those out, it spells out sexy, and I know I had mine backwards there, but you get the idea. 4 models. I chose the Model S because I am a sedan type of person. I love sedans. I've always owned sedans. I've never driven anything but a sedan. And I like big body sedans. I like the S.3.X.Y type feel in a vehicle. I'm not a big fan of a compact sedan, which is why I did not go with the Model 3. So I went with the Model S. But you get on the site, you look through the 4 models, and you figure out which one works for you, your lifestyle, your driving experience. I spend a significant amount of time in the car throughout my day, so I definitely wanted luxury in my commute. And the Model 3 is pretty luxurious if you want a sedan, but the Model S is just that S.3.X.Y type feel. That's what you're going to get here. If you like the crossover, the Model Y could be for you. If you like the big body SUV, like that big boy type SUV, you want to stun on people, then you're looking at the Model X. So you get on the site, you decide what you want. There are 5 basic colors. The configurations are pretty simple. Order what you want, and then comes the placing your $100 reservation for the car. Now, here's one thing I understood. Placing your $100 reservation is not you buying the car. It is truly a reservation number. Now, what that reservation number means is it's kind of your ticket in line. It's your bill slot. You haven't really purchased anything yet. So you get the reservation number, and there are a couple options on the time it takes to produce the vehicle. A lot of that is dependent on the production cycle of the factory building your car, which for most of us in North America is going to be the Fremont factory. But after you place your reservation, there's kind of a lag period for, it could be anywhere from 10 to 13 weeks. For some models, it could be longer. Like for the refreshed version of the Model S, Sarah and I were waiting, what was it, babe, like 7 months?
Yeah, at least.
For our car, so a vehicle that was supposed to arrive in March of 2021 didn't arrive till like end of June 2021. And that's a pain point for a lot of customers because, again, your car is built to order. It usually currently does not exist. And typically, inventory vehicles for Tesla are cars that sometimes may have been built for a previous customer, and maybe for whatever reason they could not take delivery. That car will now be available as an inventory vehicle. So some people, their experience is they go, they order, and they're almost immediately matched to a car. And folks like Sarah and I have been waiting 7 months, and it's like, what the hell happened? That could be the gray area there. So when your car is built, you get a VIN number assigned to you. So when I got my VIN number, I was super excited because that meant the ball was rolling. Now, first thing after you place your $100 reservation is you want to complete your profile. This part is super important, and you may not know that, because submitting your profile is how they it's your initial intent to purchase the vehicle. It's almost like showing Tesla that you are serious about really purchasing that vehicle beyond the maybe instant gratification of putting $100 down on a reservation. And all you do to submit your profile is just pictures of your driver's license, front and back, upload that into your account. You're typically good. And then when the car is built, you've been assigned and you're ready to take delivery of your vehicle, you actually have to finance the vehicle. There are a couple options. You can pay cash, you can finance, or you can lease the vehicle. You can also trade in your current vehicle. That's one thing a lot of people don't know about Tesla. That's one thing I did not know, is you could trade in your old ICE gas guzzler. Just go on Tesla.com, click trade in, put your VIN number in. They probably ask for some pictures and see how much that's worth. It's usually good value, especially now with the used market being slightly inflated. You can probably get some good bang for your buck if you're thinking about buying a Tesla. And you can apply that trade-in credit to what the total purchase price of your vehicle is. So that's pretty cool and convenient. So you decide what three options you want to purchase the car: cash, lease, or finance. I chose personally to pay cash for my Model S. This is the refreshed S, white exterior, ebony wood on the interior, full self-driving, with the arachnid wheels. You can plug in that configuration and see how much cash I paid. Now, that's probably not everyone's situation, right? Like, there are definitely other options. I typically recommend paying cash for a car. I've never done leases. I've never done loans. I'm going to be vulnerable. They scare me. So I've always just paid cash for my vehicles. But look, if your bank account is set up to where you don't need that cash like this decade, then that may not be the route for you. You can lease, you can finance, you can go through Tesla, or you can go through your third-party bank, whatever you decide. And then when your VIN's assigned to you, Tesla will reach out to you to get your vehicle insured. So I called my insurance company. I called Geico, and I said, hey, I've got this car, I've got the VIN number, I'd like to put some insurance on this car. I typically recommend you fully insure your vehicle, so full coverage. And then I upload that the insurance ID card into my account, and you get a phone call a couple days from Tesla to schedule your pickup date, or your, maybe they bring the car to you at home, whatever that process is. So that is literally it. Now, I know that sounds pretty simple, and for a ton of people, that is going to be your experience. This is probably going to be the easiest car buying experience you've ever had buying a Tesla. Especially if you're in the state of Texas where they're not an actual dealership. It could get clunky, but it's still, even with all the challenges of buying a Tesla in Texas, it's still probably the easiest buying process for a car, because there is no going into the dealership and negotiating with the salesman and, oh, let me go call my manager and see if there's something special he can do for you type bullshit. None of that exists with Tesla. So I like that aspect of it. So yeah, it's pretty straightforward process to buying the car. Just again, couple highlights. You can't trade in vehicles, because trading in your current vehicle can knock off a lot of that purchase price on your Tesla. Also, be very self-aware about who you are, and you don't want to go cheap on these cars, right? Like, think about you, think about your lifestyle, think about just your entire ownership experience, and really pick the car that's right for you. And if that means being mature and waiting a few months or a year or two to really afford what you want, then, show maturity and do exactly just that. But I can tell you so far, of all the vehicles I've owned, and I've owned Cadillacs, I've owned Lincolns, I've owned a lot of luxury cars, this is probably by far one of my favorite cars to drive. It's awesome. So appreciate y'all for tuning in on this one. If you've been thinking about getting a Tesla, shoot me a note in the comment. Let me know what model you are thinking about. And if you have any more questions about the Model S, I will keep reading through the comments and answer as many questions as I can. I'm not a full-time YouTuber, so, this is not no elaborate, recording situation. It's just my wife holding the camera here. Shout out to you, babe.
Aww.
And me trying to answer some questions to help people out. It is truly that basic.
That's
if you
it.
want more, I'm not your YouTuber. See you next time.